Hi, I'm Scott Anderson, the Chief Marketing Officer for Intermedia, and I'm here with Mark Norman from Robert Allen Law. Hi, Mark.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. Can you tell me about the law firm?
Yeah, so we're a boutique law firm in the yachting industry. So we call ourselves the yacht lawyers. We deal with all kinds of transactions, disputes, everything related to the yachting world.
And how many people do you have in the firm?
Around 20 employees.
And what is your role?
I'm the director of technology here at the law firm. So I oversee basically everything that has a plug into the wall, everything that can turn on or off. I'm in charge of how and when it turns on or off.
You were searching for a new phone system. Can you tell me about the old one and what prompted you to make the change?
Yeah, we had a VoIP system in the past that initially we had gone from the dark ages to the middle ages. And that system served us well at first, but over time it just started getting more and more expensive for the exact same amount of features. And we started to grow increasingly frustrated. Got in touch with a sales rep from Intermedia and spoke to him a couple times, and it was a really easy process to get a quote. Very quickly, we were able to get a quote laid out with exactly our needs. We have some users, but then we have a lot of conference rooms and shared spaces. And we don't just have one person, one phone line across the board. We actually have, for our 20 employees, somewhere like 35 lines. It was really easy to get a quote. And the quote, I will say to this day, we've been with you guys for about a year now, and our monthly bill has not changed from that quote, which has been wonderful.
And then when you made the purchase, how did the deployment go?
My wife thought it was hilarious when just a shipment of phones arrived at my house during the beginning of the pandemic. So I rolled out the phones to all of our employees remotely. And so for a month or so, it was just the app on their computers and just making sure that the phone lines worked. But then, we all worked remotely for several more months. We're sort of back to the office now. We're kind of hybrid at this point. But for some users, it meant driving a phone to their house and helping them know how to plug it in and get it connected. For some users, it meant it was waiting for them on their desk when they returned to work. But yeah, so we ended up deploying all of the phones and all of the lines and making a complete switch over it was March, I believe, or April of 2020. And no one was in the office at the time. It was complete work from home. I will say the Intermedia onboarding team was unbelievably helpful in that transitional phase. Like I remember spending, I think probably 4 or 5 hours over several days on the phone with a contact, just making sure that all of our phone trees and ring groups and everything was laid out perfectly so that if a client called, our New York City number, it was going to ring the desk in Miami. If they called, I wanted to make sure everything was perfect because, we have numbers all over the country and we have, there's just a huge need we have, and we want to make sure that all the right phones ring when people try to get in touch with us.
Are you only using the phones, or are you using the desktop app and the mobile app as well, or phones only?
We use all three. We have desk phones. We really like our desk phones. We were able to put our logo on them. That's something that the C-suite loves. But I think all of our users are using a desk phone and the cell phone app, and some of our users have also added in the desktop app as well.
Were there any surprises, any app surprises that were pleasant surprises that people said, I didn't know this came with it. I'd like to use that.
The admin panel is just so clean, so neatly laid out. It's so easy to add virtual numbers. So from my perspective in administrating Intermedia, it is a breath of fresh air compared to what we used to have.
So after you purchased Intermedia, what were some of the benefits that you found?
Being able to roll out remotely was a huge win. I never had to leave my house. I was able to do 100% of it from my house safely. And honestly, the cost, it has been wonderful to not feel like we're going to drown in fees and surprise gotcha, $6 surcharges on every invoice for every line. The consistency and knowing that what we signed up for is what we are actually getting has been wonderful. I mean, when you have a phone, you want to just be able to pick it up and count on it working. And I love that that's where we're at with Intermedia. There's not, I'm in IT, and if I do my job well, nobody ever thinks of me. That's kind of the goal, right? And I think that a phone system should largely work the same way. And that's how Intermedia works. It's you don't think about it. It's just perfect.